Hello, everyone. James Wilson here. And today we're going to talk about my weekly update, how I did, which was better for me, Uber Eats or Doordash. I'm going to tell you the total amount of hours that I worked and everything, and just kind of go over some numbers. I know everyone's talking about the dog days of summer, the slow time of summer, and how people are not going to make as much money because it's much slower during the summertime. But I'm going to just talk to you about how much money I made on the apps that I worked. Now, I will tell you this: I tried to get on all the apps that I know of, probably a total of almost 10. And the only ones I'm able to get on is Doordash, Uber Eats, and Point Pickup. Amazon Flex, Instacart, all these other ones that at Grubhub I try to get on. They're having a hiring freeze in my area. Now that's a good and a bad thing because you don't really want to work for Grubhub if you don't get that many orders. So it's probably best that they are having a hiring freeze if they have too many drivers. But without further ado, let me go ahead and discuss to you the money and the hours. I will say I know I have my mileage logged. I probably drove about 700 miles, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I didn't really calculate this as part of everything. I know I paid some money in gas and stuff like that. And I drive a Honda Civic, so it gets really good gas mileage. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started here. All right, so this is the weekly report and how I did and stuff like that. So I worked every day except Tuesday, and typically I'm off on Wednesday, but my wife needed a break, so I decided to work a few hours with the kids and stuff. So on Monday, Uber Eats 83.25, DoorDash 56.50, 9 deliveries with Uber Eats and 7 deliveries with DoorDash. Actually, I had more with Uber Eats that day. Total hours, I worked about 5 hours, made a total of $139.75. I worked from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., made $27.95 an hour. That's actually pretty good considering it was a Monday. Wednesday, I worked 3.5 hours. I'd say I worked from around 7:15 to 10:15, something like that. 7 to 10:30. $51.38 for Uber Eats. DoorDash is $52.81. Took a total of 13 deliveries with both, 3.5 hours, made $104.09. Average $29.74 an hour. So Wednesday was actually pretty good per hour, and I did start a little bit later. And so I'm thinking that maybe the reason why the dollar per hour was high was because when I got there, the traffic wasn't as bad and we were still in busy time. So that's actually pretty good. Thursday was interesting. Uber Eats 61.10, DoorDash 98.50, 5 deliveries for Uber Eats, 11 for DoorDash. I worked 6 hours. So I took 16 deliveries in 6 hours. That comes to less than 3 per hour. And I believe it's like 2.67 deliveries per hour. So that's not very good, folks. $159.60. I've made $26.60 per hour on average. And that is one of the worst nights. Friday, $84.63 with Uber Eats, DoorDash $127.14. 9 deliveries with Uber Eats, 14 with DoorDash. Worked 8 hours, made $211.77, averaged $26.47. And when you look at the dollar per hour, I actually averaged less on Fridays. Now, I think that's very interesting because Friday is supposed to be one of the busiest times, one of the best times to drive. Now, in this case, I did work from 5 p.m. to 1 in the morning. And it just seems like, and where I live, the last 2 hours are very, very difficult. So it doesn't get as busy, or maybe there's too many drivers. I'm not really sure. But that was, as far as $1 per hour, that was the worst. And then Thursday was not that much better. I will tell you this: they do. I just realized this on Thursday because I took a dinner break. They have what you call a free concert every Thursday in my zone. And a lot of people go to those concerts. So with that in mind, if they're all at the concert, it's not going to be as busy. And on Thursdays, you're going to have more drivers delivering on Thursday than you would Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. So it does make sense why the $1 per hour is less, because of that concert. And if you have more drivers, and I don't know how many drivers we have, but, typically you probably have more on Thursday. It's going to be much more difficult to make money. Friday, the $1 per hour was less. Okay. Let's go on to Saturday. Saturday, I worked from 11 a.m. until about 11:15 p.m. With Uber Eats, I made $170.98. Doordash, $158.40. 15 deliveries with Uber Eats, 19 deliveries with Doordash. $12.25, 12 and a quarter hours I worked. This is the total, $329.38. I made $26.89 an hour, considering that it's a 12-hour shift. That's actually pretty good. You include some, 1, 2, 3 p.m. orders, 4 p.m. orders. It's not too bad. Sunday, I worked from 12:30 to 12:30 to 1:30, and I came back at 2:15. And worked a total of 8 hours. So probably worked until, I'm trying to think here, 9:15. Okay, something like that. Or no, it was 10 o'clock. So on Sunday, or 10:30, I should say, something like that. It came to 8 hours. Uber Eats, $112.15. Doordash, $139.27. 9 deliveries with Uber Eats, 15 with Doordash, 8 hours, $250, $142, $31.43 an hour. Sundays rock, okay? I will tell you this, there's a certain events that happen on Sunday that really made it good. I did take a dirty triple, which is a double with Doordash and a single with Uber Eats. And I delivered, it was interesting, I delivered about 4 miles west, and then I delivered, the second one was probably about another 4 miles west, so that's a total of 8 miles. And that right there was $12.70, no, that was actually a $14 and change order. And then I went 10 miles north, and delivered the Uber Eats, and that was supposed to be for 19 and change, but it came to 26 and change. Sometimes when you deliver these extremely far deliveries with Uber Eats, you get really good money. And then I was way away from my zone. I mean, I typically don't do this at all. But when I came back, I got 2 offers. I got a Doordash offer that went from where I was at, driving on my way to my zone, to a place that's about 3 miles away that's closer to my zone. And so I took that order, and I also got another order from Uber Eats Uber Eats, it was a shopping order, And that went from, I'd say, a mile from the DoorDash delivery, not even a mile, to all the way to the middle of my zone. So, and that was for about $11 and change. So you're looking at about $18 and change on those 2 deliveries to get back to my zone. So I really made some good money on that. That was a sequence of 5 deliveries. Okay. All right. So Uber Eats, $563.39. DoorDash, $632.62. 53 deliveries with Uber Eats, 73 deliveries with DoorDash. I made a total of $1,196.01 as my side hustle. 42.75 hours worked. I was actually very shocked that I worked more hours at my side hustle than I did at my regular job. I worked about 82 hours total. I did some point pickup. Okay, so point pickup, $31.04 total. That's $21.04 with 2 deliveries plus a $10 cash tip. And it was this amount, but point pickup gave me a little bit more. So it actually came to this amount. So total amount with everything is $1,227.05, 42.75 hours. I made about $28.70. And my numbers, talk to you about my numbers, and I'll talk to you how I did it. Uber Eats, I have a 98% thumbs up. 4% cancellation rate, which is good, but they want you 4% or less. I'm going to try to bring it down more. So if I did have to cancel an order, it wouldn't be a problem. 22% acceptance rate. The acceptance rate is very low with Uber Eats. Uber Eats has a lot of crazy orders. You'll get, $2 or $3 orders all the time with Uber Eats. And then you'll get these really, really far deliveries. Now, sometimes I'll take them and I'll take the risk. Like I took that one today, and I took one on Saturday. It was for $20 for 18 miles, but it really wasn't $20 for 18 miles because I had to go back to my zone, which is another, 7 miles. So you're looking at about 11 miles for, probably more like 12 miles for $20. And then I had a feeling there may have been a hidden tip. It was a nice steakhouse. And then I went to, I did a DoorDash. It was another Uber Eats stacked order for $6 for going for another half a mile. So I ended up making, long story short, I ended up making $38 on that big order on Saturday with those 2 deliveries. So sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes I usually don't do it. 22% acceptance rate. With Uber Eats, you just don't get a lot of close. DoorDash is a little bit more consistent. Like Uber Eats, you'll get the best orders with Uber Eats, but you get the worst orders with Uber Eats. Does that make sense? DoorDash is kind of in between. 4.92 rating, 6% cancellation rate. So that's 94% of my, and they actually like that. Anything over 90 is good. 92% on time, so it's hanging in there. 90 or above is really good, and then a 34% acceptance rate. So, what do you think about that? What do you think about the numbers? Friday was a little disappointing because it was the worst. I made $26.47 an hour to $31.43. So I think that's pretty good. But I don't know what's going on with Friday. Maybe it's the bad traffic. Maybe the fact I worked until 1 in the morning. It just seems like Fridays are just not quite as good per hour. But the dollar amount is pretty good. So let me know what you think in the comments on that. Obviously, how do I do it? Sometimes I wait. I don't like waiting. I do have a particular parking lot that I do wait in. And the parking lot is centrally located to all the restaurants and everything. I don't know how many Dashers or how many Uber Eats drivers wait. I don't do a lot of waiting. I try not to. I realized on Thursday I did do some waiting. And then I said, screw it, I'm just going to have, I'm going to have dinner. But overall, I think that's a pretty good day, a pretty good week. Let me know what you think in the comments section, and like and subscribe to my channel. Any comments would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, just honest opinion. Let me know what you think. Try to be consistent at all times. Dog Days of Summer. Like and subscribe. Thank you.